The restaurant buzzed softly with evening chatter, the sound of clinking glasses blending with the mellow notes of a piano. Outside, the city shimmered, tall glass towers reflecting the orange sunset. Inside, a girl sat alone at a corner table, nervously twisting her bracelet. Her name was Anaya. She had arrived 20 minutes early for a blind date she didn't believe would go anywhere. Her friend had begged her to try one more time, to stop giving up on love because of her size. But deep inside, Anaya knew how it usually went. The judgmental eyes. The polite smile. The way men's faces changed when they saw her, the spark fading before the conversation even began. "No one marries a fat girl," she whispered under her breath, staring at the candle between them. "They just tolerate her." Across town, Ryan Malik, a 32-year-old CEO of a multimillion-dollar tech firm, sat in his car, glancing once more at the name on his phone screen. "Anaya Khan," he murmured. His friend and business partner had insisted he go. "Just one date, Ryan, you work too much. She's real, humble, not another socialite." Ryan wasn't interested in love, his world revolved around boardrooms and deadlines. But something about the way his friend spoke about this girl intrigued him. "She's different, Ryan. She's been hurt, but she still smiles." That line had stuck with him. So, here he was, a billionaire in a black suit, pulling up to a modest cafe where no one would recognize him. He didn't want another date that felt like a job interview. He wanted real conversation. When he entered, Anaya didn't look up immediately. She thought the tall, well-dressed man walking in was surely waiting for someone else. But then his eyes found hers, calm, observant, kind. "Anaya?" he asked, his voice deep yet gentle. She froze for a second, surprised that he had said her name correctly. Most people never did. "Yes," she said quietly, rising to shake his hand. Ryan smiled and gestured for her to sit. "Sorry I'm late." "Traffic," he said casually. She nodded, still nervous, expecting the usual flicker of disappointment once he took a good look at her. But it didn't come. Instead, he sat back, studying the menu like it was the most natural thing in the world. "You've been here before?" he asked. Yes," she said. "They have great coffee, and the pasta's not bad either." "Then pasta it is," he replied, closing the menu without hesitation. For a few moments, there was only silence, the kind that usually made Anaya shrink into herself. But Ryan broke it, asking about her job, her favorite books, the little things she liked. His tone wasn't forced. It wasn't pitying. He genuinely listened. Slowly, Anaya relaxed. She told him she worked as a designer at a small marketing firm, that she loved sketching dresses but never wore them herself. "Why not?" Ryan asked. She smiled faintly. "Because no one wants to see a plus-size girl in a dress she designed. They'd call it a joke." Ryan leaned forward slightly. "You're not a joke," he said quietly. The words hit her harder than he expected. She looked at him, eyes wide, as if waiting for the punchline. But there was none. He meant it. Dinner passed like a dream. For once, Anaya wasn't trying to hide behind her bag or adjust her sleeves to look smaller. Ryan asked her about her art, her family, and she found herself laughing, genuinely laughing, for the first time in months. When dessert came, she hesitated. "You can have some if you like," he said, noticing her hesitation. "No, it's fine," she muttered. "People judge." Ryan frowned. "People judge everything. Let them. You deserve dessert." He ordered chocolate lava cake for two. When the warm plate arrived, she took a bite, and laughed softly, almost embarrassed. "What?" Ryan smiled. "You just looked so happy eating that. Like a kid again." When the evening ended, Anaya gathered her courage and said the words she always rehearsed before every date. Listen, Ryan, should tell you something before we go further. I know you're being nice and all, but you don't have to pretend. I know I'm not the kind of woman men choose. No one marries a fat girl, sir. Her voice trembled slightly, but her eyes were steady. She had learned to face rejection with dignity. Ryan blinked, his expression unreadable for a moment, then he smiled slowly. Who told you that? He asked. Life, she replied bitterly. Every guy who looked past me. Every aunt who said I should lose weight if I ever wanted love. Every dress that didn't fit. Ryan leaned back, studying her, not her body, but her strength. Then let's prove them all wrong, he said simply. Anaya froze, unsure whether to laugh or cry. What do you mean? She whispered. I mean, he said softly, maybe they just didn't see what I see. The silence between them was thick with disbelief. For the first time in her life, someone hadn't tried to fix her, hide her, or politely end the night early. Ryan walked her out, opened the car door, and asked, Can I see you again? Her heart stuttered. You really want to? Yes, he said with a grin. And next time, you're picking the place. That night, as Anaya lay in bed, she replayed every word in her head. She wanted to dismiss it, maybe he was just being kind. But his eyes, the sincerity in his voice, they told a different story. For the first time in a long while, she felt something stirring inside her, hope. Over the next few weeks, Ryan and Anaya met again and again. Each time, she felt the walls she had built for years start to crumble. He asked her about things no one else ever had, her dreams, her fears, her art. He never commented on her weight, never made her feel less. Once, during a walk by the lake, she said quietly, You know, people stare when we're together. He shrugged. Let them. Maybe they'll learn something. About what? She asked. About beauty, he replied. But not everyone was happy. When Ryan's assistant saw the photos of them together, whispers began. Why her? She doesn't fit the CEO image. He could have anyone. It spread like wildfire through the office. Ryan ignored it, until one afternoon, during a board meeting, a senior executive subtly joked about the boss's charity project. Ryan's jaw tightened. Careful, he said, voice low but firm. She's not a project. She's the best thing that's happened to me. The room went silent. From that day, no one dared to speak her name disrespectfully. Meanwhile, Anaya was struggling in her own world. Her co-workers noticed she seemed happier, more confident, sketching again, even smiling more. But not everyone approved. Her manager, a woman who prided herself on fitness and image, often made sly comments. Careful, Anaya, men like that don't stick around long. They get bored. Anaya didn't respond. She just kept working harder, creating designs that slowly caught attention. When a small online boutique offered to feature her plus-size designs, she hesitated, until Ryan said, Do it. The world needs to see what you see. He became her biggest supporter, quietly funding her first mini collection without telling her. When she found out, she confronted him, angry, embarrassed. Why did you do that? Because I believe in you, he said. You believed in me before I did, she whispered, tears filling her eyes. He smiled. Then maybe we're even. One evening, at a charity gala, Ryan brought Anaya as his official guest. The cameras flashed, and whispers filled the hall. Some people smiled politely, others stared, puzzled. But Ryan didn't care. He held her hand the entire night, proudly introducing her to everyone. This is Anaya, she's an incredible designer. When one journalist asked with a smirk, You're breaking your usual pattern, Mr. Malik. Is this serious? Ryan looked straight into the camera and said, It's more than serious. It's love. Anaya couldn't believe what was happening. The same world that had once rejected her was now watching, and for once, she wasn't hiding. She was shining. But deep down, fear still lingered. What if this is just a phase, she asked him one night as they sat on his rooftop, watching the stars. What if you wake up one day and realize I'm not the kind of woman a CEO should be with? Ryan looked at her, his expression steady. Then I'll remind myself I'm the man lucky enough to have found her. Tears welled in her eyes. You say it like it's easy. It's not, he admitted. But love isn't about easy. It's about truth. And the truth is, you've changed how I see everything. Anaya turned away, the city lights reflecting in her tears. All my life, she whispered, people made me feel like I had to shrink to be loved. But you make me feel like I can take up space. Ryan smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Then take it. Take all the space you need. That night, something shifted between them, an unspoken promise. But life, as always, had other plans. Someone leaked photos of them online, cruelly edited, captioned with hurtful words, the CEO and his fat charity case. It spread across social media overnight. By morning, it was everywhere. Anaya's phone wouldn't stop buzzing with messages, pity, mockery, fake sympathy. Her world crashed again. When Ryan arrived at her apartment, she was sitting on the floor, tears staining her cheeks. I told you, she said through sobs. No one marries a fat girl. They'll never let us be happy. Ryan knelt beside her, taking her hands. Anaya, listen to me. They don't get to decide our story. We do. She shook her head. You'll lose everything, your image, your investors, then let them go, he interrupted firmly. You're worth more than all of that. But the pain was too deep. You don't understand, she cried. I've fought this all my life. Every time I start to believe I deserve love, the world reminds me I don't. He cupped her face gently. Then let me remind you every day that you do. Her heart broke open. But even then, she whispered, people like me don't get fairy tales, Ryan. He smiled sadly. Then we'll write our own. Morning light filtered through the curtains of Anaya's small apartment, but the world outside didn't feel warm anymore. Her phone lay on the floor beside her bed, still buzzing from endless notifications. Every comment cut deeper than a knife, strangers tearing her apart with words like unworthy, embarrassment, and charity case. The same people who smiled online about body positivity were the first to mock her. She scrolled until she couldn't breathe, her chest tightening with every cruel post. Maybe they're right, she thought. Maybe I was foolish to think someone like him could love someone like me. The knock on the door startled her. Anaya, it's me, Ryan's voice came softly from the other side. She froze. She didn't want him to see her like this, broken, ashamed, hiding. But his next words cracked through her fear, please open the door. I'm not leaving. Slowly, she walked over, her trembling hand turning the knob. Ryan stepped in, his eyes filled with concern. He had seen the headlines too, the tabloid covers, the gossip shows, the hashtags trending for all the wrong reasons. Why are you here? She whispered, trying to sound strong. You should be at work, doing damage control. He shook his head. You're my priority right now. Ryan, no, listen, he interrupted gently, stepping closer. You think I care what they say? Let them talk. I'm done living for other people's opinions. But she turned away.